Kinsey Schofield here with Kevin O'Sullivan. You watch us together on the Political Asylum with Kevin O'Sullivan. And Kev, Meghan Markle has kept us pretty busy over the last few weeks. You had a friend on.
All right, let's unpack this one because it's a wild ride. Kinsey Schofield and Kevin O'Sullivan are back again on Recollections May Vary, and this time, they're really taking Meghan Markle to task. If there's one word that captures the entire tone of their conversation, it's relentless, and not in the good motivational girl boss way. We're talking relentless confusion, relentless rebranding, and relentless self-promotion, all wrapped up in one glittery, fruit-chopping package.
And I'm so sorry, I forgot his name. It starts with an A, but he is a film and television reviewer. And that one time where he talked about Meghan relentlessly cutting the fruit on her show.
Oh, no, Ali Ross. Ali Ross.
Ali Ross. That's right, Ali Ross. Relentless is like the best way I know how to describe Meghan Markle at the end of 2025.
Yeah, as Ali Ross, the brilliant TV critic of the Sun newspaper here in Britain, and he did say that if you watched With Love, Meghan, she spends most of the time just relentlessly chopping vegetables and fruit. And once you've got that in your mind, you can never watch that programme the same again. It's just this. And you're right, there is something, and that feeds into her personality. She is relentless. I think right now, her life is an utter mess. She doesn't know what the hell she's doing. She's just sort of lashing out, trying this, trying that. I think, as ever, quite clearly has been the disaster we always said it would be. And now God knows what she's up to. The Paris trip, the New York trip. It's all very, very strange, but it smacks to me of a woman who is lost, who is desperately trying to find something to do, something that will make her lots of money, but can't quite do that. It's almost sad to see.
Kev, Meghan uploads this video after the New York trip because she's heading to Washington, D.C. for for some other prestigious event that she doesn't belong at. And it's interesting to watch her recap video of New York because this trip to NYC was meant to highlight Meghan's alleged work related to mental health and the tragic death of children. But sharing such trivial and shallow content, like Meghan walking through her closet and looking at her clothes, all of her high heels lined up, just looking at how void this is, I feel like it completely undermines that cause of, protecting children online, making the entire visit feel superficial and insincere. But I look at this, I mean, she's laughing backstage when she's about to receive an award and everybody in that room is remembering dead babies. I mean, I think that that's totally inappropriate. But I think this is the real Meghan Markle, totally self-consumed and wholly committed to the prove it game that she told Jamie Kern-Lima she forfeited. I'd like to know what your initial thoughts were after you watched that Instagram video.
Yeah, inappropriate because, I mean, we all sort of laughed at the fact that Harry and Meghan were going to be awarded Humanitarians of the Year trophies by Project Healthy Minds. I mean, that's just a joke. But Project Healthy Minds, is a serious organisation that does good work. It is about children who have suffered due to mental health, due to online harm, a kind of area that Harry and Meghan are supposed to be active in. Although, apart from a launch video, we can't find any evidence that they've actually ever done anything. But anyway, they go up to collect these awards. We laughed at the fact they're getting these awards. Harry would go to the end of the earth to pick up any old award. Who can forget his Legend of Aviation award that he collected from John Travolta in Beverly Hills, Hollywood, when he couldn't even pass his helicopter pilot's test. He's not even a pilot. It's ridiculous. This guy will take a gong from anyone because he wants to look good in the papers, wants to look good on TV. He's got no shame like that. So we're laughing at Harry and Meghan getting these thoroughly undeserved Humanitarian of the Year awards. That's funny. But the work that Project Healthy Minds does is not funny, it's serious, it's important. And there's Meghan turning it into some sort of glamour trip. And when you see that long line of high heels and her walk-in wardrobe and her lipstick, you think, what happened to the domestic goddess who just liked pottering around on her beehives, making honey and jam? What happened to that? Oh, we're moving into another phase now. And the other thing to note about these videos, of course, is this kind of real pathetic walk-on bit part that Harry plays, standing around in the background while the star of the show hogs the limelight. That is, of course, his attention-seeking wife, Meghan. So yes, the video, totally inappropriate and totally all about Meghan. Meghan completely missing the point of what the hell she was doing in New York. But also, of course, she was there meeting the editor of American Vogue, Chloe Mal, I think her name is. And, you know, she wanted, you know, it's as if she's moving into, they called it, I think one of the papers called it Meghan Phase 3. You know, she's now giving up on as ever, giving up on the jam and the honey, the scam jam and the cookie dough, and moving into high fashion, hence the weird trip to Paris. The trip to Paris that friends of Harry in particular, but also friends of Meghan.
So, what's got everyone talking? Meghan's been everywhere lately, from New York to Paris to Washington, popping up at prestigious events that somehow always turn into a PR circus. And as Kevin puts it bluntly, she's lost. Her life, he argues, is a chaotic carousel of failed launches, tone-deaf videos, and self-inflicted drama.
Are absolutely shocked that she made. No one can quite believe that she went back to Paris. Having told friends in the past, I can't ever go to Paris because that's where Harry's mom died. Harry won't go there, so I can't ever go there. And yet suddenly she pitches up for Paris Fashion Week. Nobody invited her. She invited herself. And you have to ask, why did she do that? Is it because she knew that being in Paris, the scene of Harry's mother's death, would get her lots of column inches? Was it deliberate? Was it a publicity stunt? I think the more we see of Meghan, the more we think that may be true.
Yeah, I mean, I think that that's a fair assessment, that she knew that being in Paris would attract a lot of attention. And that's why the idea of her kicking her feet up and recording herself passing the death tunnel is even more sinister feeling. It's so funny that you talk about Prince Harry in the background, because all I thought of when I saw that video of Prince Harry was, something tells me Harry spends a lot of time in sweatpants. He's like standing there in sweatpants, and I'm like, yeah, because he's a loser.
Yeah,
get a job, Harry.
Yeah, he's a sweatpants kind of a guy. But when he goes out, he really smartens up. He puts a pair of chucker boots and chinos on under a polo shirt.
Well, he started his body is starting to give a little Prince Andrew. So maybe he needs to spend some more time on the beach. I know that that's so mean of me to comment, but I was like, he's starting to look like his older relatives when I saw him on the carpet. I also noticed in that video, Gloria Steinem, does she even realize that Meghan is recording her, creepily recording her eating sushi? Did you see that very last shot at the end? Yeah. I'm thinking, what are you asking people permission before you record them while they're trying to privately eat sushi? What is the objective here? But you're right. There's a beauty or a couture pivot happening, because I looked at the copious amounts of makeup capsules that I did not recognize. I don't recognize them from the Neiman Marcus beauty section or from walking through a Nordstrom. I don't recognize those beauty capsules. So I wondered, and especially the way she's using the same beauty capsule backstage at that event. She lingers on these beauty capsules in this video. And she has previously said that she would consider going into not only fashion, but beauty. So I wondered if she was trying to tease a beauty line. And for the love of God, what could she sell if she tries to hawk makeup? Bronzer? Because that's really the only thing that ever stands out to me.
Yeah, I mean, she actually said something like, oh yeah, maybe I'll bring in fashion into my brand because that's what people associate me with, fashion. No, they don't. Where did you get that from? I mean, you know, she's not a bad dresser. She dresses like a Californian sunshine girl.
But she dressed better as a working member of the British royal family. If you ask me to name Meghan Markle's most beautiful looks or fashionable moments, not one would be since she left the British royal family. It's the green dress during her last engagement with William and Catherine. It's the brown outfit she wore at Sandringham the first Christmas she was there in the Fab Four walking together. Not once would I name an outfit that she's worn since leaving the British royal family. It's like everything she has, she's generated thanks to this family, and she doesn't even acknowledge it.
Well, and don't get me started. I agree with you, Kinsey. I mean, when she's wandering around Montecito, I mean, she's not a bad Californian type of dresser. But haute couture, I don't think so. And I'm not sure she has that serious, innate sense of style. Because I think someone with an innate sense of style would not have gone out in Paris dressed in that kind of ghost chic Balenciaga outfit.
The final takeaway from their chat is brutal but fair. Meghan wants to be everything: humanitarian, mogul, fashion icon, without doing the grunt work that comes with any of it. She's addicted to the aesthetics of success, not the process. Meanwhile, the people she's trying to emulate.
She looked terrible in that. I would have taken one look at it if I was her and said, no, 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 I'm not wearing this. It's like there are lots of interpretations of what she looked like, but I mean, I thought she looked like the Pope after a bad night on the tiles or something, or it looked like she couldn't get out of bed or something, and just had to suddenly shove her head through the sheet and go out like that. But all in all, it was a bad look. So
yeah, that was our first sign that she wasn't really friends with the Balenciaga designer, who's like, she invited herself. Like, when I saw that, I said, no friend lets a friend walk out of the house like that.
Yeah, and that's what the Balenciaga guy said, wasn't it? I didn't invite her; she invited herself. She said she'd love to come, which again makes you think. Well, she went out of her way to go to the no-go town, the city of Paris, where she said she would never go because of Harry. I think she went deliberately because that will get her a lot of headlines. And that feeds into suspicion that she knew exactly what she was doing when she was in the back of that limousine, driving past the Diana death tunnel, where Diana died with her feet up. She knew exactly what she was doing. And if we do accept that she was doing all this deliberately, cashing in on the place where Diana died, getting herself publicity on the back of that, what kind of a person is she? You know, what kind of a human being is this woman? I mean, it really, if what we're saying is true, and I suspect it is, how low can you sink, Kinsey? How low can you sink?
I saw one comment under the article from the Daily Mail about how Harry feels that people are using the death of his mother or his mother's legacy to beat his wife with. Something like some weird quote like that.
The actual phrase was, he let this be known through the usual friends, that Harry was furious that the media was using Meghan's Paris trip as a stick to beat her with. Well,
no, it was something to do with Diana and Diana's death.
It was using her Paris trip as a stick to beat her with, obviously encompassing the Diana angle. Now, to which, what is the obvious response? Well, here's an idea then, Meghan, and maybe you might like to think about this, Harry. Don't go to Paris. Do you know what I mean?
Here's the quote. It says, a pal of the couple said Harry was left hurt and upset. Diana's death was used as a stick to beat his wife with.
Yeah.
And then all of the comments underneath it were like, what are you talking about? You two have been dining out on your mother's death for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
And I think that that's what's so important. I mean, I know that Meghan is the villain in the story because Harry was not 100% like this, although I don't think we know who Harry was because the palace painted such a glorious picture of somebody that I don't think is 100% accurate.
I agree.
But Harry has been dining out on his mother's death for the last 5 years too. Like we can't Harry is not always the innocent victim in his sweatpants. Let's talk about the article you mentioned, Meghan Markle 3.0. Today, as we record this, Meghan's joining Kamala Harris, Selena Gomez, and more at Fortune's annual Most Powerful Women Summit, where she is set to discuss navigating entrepreneurship in the public eye and building a brand that will endure. The chat, titled Next Level Influence, will also cover how Meghan plans to build a successful, long-lasting business empire. We're waiting to see it. The blurb from Fortune reads, she joins us to discuss the opportunities and challenges of life as a high-profile, highly scrutinized founder, as well as how she plans to leverage her significant influence to build a successful, long-lasting business empire. First of all, with the idea that they described her as a highly scrutinized founder in this official blurb from Fortune, does that say to you that she's still leaning on that victimhood narrative because she's trying to like wear it as a badge? Like, despite all the meanies, I'm still here.
Yeah, very much so. Absolutely. I mean, she wants to talk about, not only trying to launch her brand, trying to launch her business, but how difficult it is if you're in the public eye and everybody is scrutinizing you. Well, frankly, I mean, that's almost a unique problem for Meghan, and I feel very sorry for her. But don't bore the rest of us with it. I mean,
But also, like, it's a blessing and a curse because you have name recognition.
Exactly.
So you're going to have more opportunities of it than other people have.
She's launching everything about her business is based on who she is. It's based on her alleged popularity.
From Victoria Beckham to Oprah, built their empires through grind, vulnerability, and patience. Meghan's story, as Kinsey and Kevin see it, is becoming a cautionary tale of overexposure and underachievement. Every new chapter, from American Riviera Orchard to Meghan 3.0, feels less like reinvention and more like desperation. And the saddest part? The more she tries to control her image, the more out of touch she seems. So here's the unfiltered truth in their words. Meghan doesn't have a product problem. She has a credibility problem. No amount of capsule makeup, overpriced jam, or designer beige can fix that. And until she learns what Victoria Beckham already knows, that success isn't about being seen. It's about showing up. Meghan Markle will keep spinning in circles, chopping metaphorical fruit, wondering why everyone else gets to eat first.